All right, welcome back to Top 5 Vinyl, where we show love to vinyl owners. Today I'm here with Richard with Scratch and Stitch. How's it going, sir?
Good, good. Good evening. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad. Scratch and Stitch, can you explain to the people what Scratch and Stitch is?
Yeah, it's a business we've had for about a year. It's ran by me and my wife. We really have two different passions. We talk about crochet, and my wife does a lot of crochet items and custom orders. And I'm big into music, so we really go by and go to shows, do things online just to get our passions out to others. That's the
Mm,
best way to explain it. But we've been at it for a year. We're growing. We're excited to see what's there to come.
nice, that's cool. And online, I met you on Instagram. Can you let the people know on Instagram where they can find you guys?
Yeah, best place to find us on Instagram is scratchandstitch.ltd. You're going
Mm,
to see our logo. It's a big frog with records for eyes. You can't miss it.
mm,
And that's us. We post about new crochet projects, new records, invites to our new shows, discounts, things like that. So whenever
nice.
we are out and about, we let everyone know. And yeah, just really want to connect with people out there.
That's cool. Okay, okay. And before we officially get started, I want everybody to like the channel, subscribe, all that fun stuff you guys got to do in YouTube land out there. With that being said, Richard, let's hit the rewind button. Did you grow up in a house with a record player?
I did. The biggest, most fondest memory, I played pool a lot with my father in the
Mm,
garage. He had one of those two-in-one systems that had a radio and then also a record player.
mm,
We would be at the whims of whatever music he wanted to play. So I really
mm,
grew up listening to all kinds of stuff.
mm.
And that's really one of my fondest memories. Really, the radio was the kicker. It was easier for us to worry about that while we're
Huh.
playing pool and
Right,
trying to
right.
beat each other.
Mm,
So,
mm,
so that's a one thing I remember. But music's always been in the family. We have it playing in the car, playing all around the house, mainly CDs, but it was
mm.
always around.
That's awesome. Okay. Do you remember the first vinyl record that you bought with your own money?
Yeah, yeah, I do remember thinking back about it. It was a bargain bin record, and really the biggest thing that I came up with when I started getting into records was trying to find someone new and
Mm,
finding a new artist I haven't heard of.
mm,
And actually, one of my top five items is from that artist is
mm,
Laurindo Almeida. He's a Brazilian guitarist.
mm,
Didn't even know about samba music or anything beforehand, and got a record for $1,
mm.
and the rest was rest was written. It's just
That's
find
awesome.
more music, more genres, and yeah, just took everything else from there.
Okay, okay. In your travels, do you have a favorite record store you've been to?
Yeah, I imagine this one gets a lot of shout-outs. Amoeba Records in California. That's
Mm,
one of the biggest ones I've ever been to. They have a great YouTube channel where they showcase artists and people that are stopping by their place just to buy records. That's over there on the West Coast. Here in San Antonio, I give a special shout out to Crazy Rhythms.
mm,
They're two twins that run the record show or record store itself. And the biggest thing with them is they just have digs, they have really big collector items, and they have great prices. The
mm,
three
mm,
biggest things that you look for when you're collecting. So,
mm.
yeah, I give them a
Okay.
shout out.
Nice. And in any record store you've ever been to, what's the most amount of vinyl that you walked out with at one time?
I had to think long and hard about this. It was Amoeba Records.
Mm.
It was like one of those scenarios where when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I showed
Right.
up and was ready to drop some money. So I walked out with about 30 or 40 records.
Mm, mm.
I was in there for about 7 hours.
Oh, wow.
The only thing that took me away was, I had to eat dinner. Couldn't skip dinner. So that was the
Mm,
only thing that took us away.
mm,
But yeah, that's one of those places you stop because there's just so much to see.
mm.
You don't have enough time to go through everything. So that
Oh,
was probably it.
that's crazy. Okay. What vinyl record do you not own that you're dying to get your hands on?
Oh gosh. So I'm a huge fan of Willie Hutch,
Mm,
the R&B singer, and any of the ones that he put out that were really from the Foxy Brown era and a few of the other ones there. That's probably the one off the top of my head right now that I go to every show, go to every store owner, just try to get it authentically at the show or
mm,
the store,
mm,
just support small business owners, and just find it. But man, that's one of those ones that's really hard to find.
mm.
Just waiting for it to happen.
Okay, okay. We got our fingers crossed for you. And of the five you're going to show us, have you seen any of them perform live before?
Uh, That's a good question. Out of the five that I have, no. Some of them are long gone.
Mm,
Some of them were definitely on the list where I would like to go see them, but they've broken up since.
mm,
There is a few there that, with me being a little bit younger, I say I'm a millennial. A lot of these people that I found, they had their careers already just
mm,
knocked out. They already did what they needed to do.
right.
But nevertheless, we go to concerts all the time. So we're out and about seeing any new people out there. Most recent one was like Black Pumas. We
Mm,
saw here in town. They ended up becoming big too. So
hmm.
yeah. Long story short, I wish. I mean, if I could get into
Right.
time machine and go back, I would.
Right. Gotcha. All right, cool. With that being said, Richard, this is top five vinyl. Can you share the number five? What is the fifth vinyl record that you have in front of you right now?
Yeah. For starters, this is actually a record that came from a show that is in Japan
Hmm.
called Lupin the III. This has actually been put on for my wife. She's a huge fan of anime.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of describe the genre throughout the whole show, it's a lot of jazz fusion and a lot of disco.
Mm,
The arranger, his name is Yuji Ono. He took care of a lot of different things with that kind of era of anime. So there's a lot of hints of like chase music and
mm,
some funky beats in there as well that really make it stand out. And you really just see how much Japan loved the music that we were putting out through these records.
mm,
And this is one of those ones that you hear it all throughout the show, you hear it all throughout the movies. So we ended up taking one home.
mm.
So I have this one and a couple other ones from them.
That's awesome. Okay. All right, cool. That's your number five. Let's go ahead and take a look at your number four.
Yeah, number four is going to be Buddy Miles.
Mm,
Message to the people. As far as what I know about Buddy Miles before I started getting more into his records, is he played with Jimi Hendrix. He was a part of some of those original crews that Jimi Hendrix was touring with. Was a church kid. Played drums, and the biggest thing that I can say about this record and all of his records is he sings with so much soul and spirit. It's a combination of rock and gospel, almost like a rock church
mm,
sound.
mm,
Um, I'll be honest and say this record made me cry once, and that's where I was like,
mm,
okay, this has to be coming from some part of his soul that's reaching out to others, and it was
mm,
really memorable.
mm,
But all Buddy Miles stuff. This one here, you can find. I would consider it cheap heat still. You can find it for $7 to $10. My favorite song on it is a second song on the first side. The way I feel tonight. They have a good song there called The Segment. That one's on repeat all the time.
mm, mm. Nice. Okay. That's your number four. Let's go ahead and take a look at your number three.
Yeah, so this one, like I mentioned, is the name of the artist that got me into records. Laurindo Almeida. The name of the record is called Classical Current.
Mm,
It's Laurindo Almeida, who's a guitar player, and he is really backed by a bunch of strings on this. A lot of this stuff you'll hear is either him solo or him with a quartet. This one here, it's really just samba covers of older songs like My Prayer and Moon Love. The thing that's biggest about this album and why it's considered a little bit more collectible is New James sampled one of the songs on here that's called The Lamp is Low.
mm,
And can't even really put into words the string accompaniment with this. It's just otherworldly. And it's one of those ones that when you come across it, you don't know anything
mm,
about it. And this was one of those ones that half price books for some reason,
mm,
$3, picked it
mm,
up, listened to it, loved it, did more research, and you find out then is wow, this is now a collectible. This is
right.
something people are looking for. But yeah, I love that one so much.
That's cool. All right. That's your number three. Let's go ahead and take a look at your number two.
Yeah, so this one is Dungeon Family.
Hmm.
This is Outkast, Goody Mob, Organized Noise, a few other people from Atlanta. This was after Outkast finished their Stankonia tour back in 2001. This one, the OGs as well. From there, it was a promo record. If of course, if you're a fan of Outkast or Goody Mob, they're both on here. This is when CeeLo Green was still singing, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit of singing, a little bit of rapping, so it's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of both. Couple good songs. I mean, funny name, Crooked Booty. One's called Trans DM Express is another one that I like. as well as Roland. They all have samples of Andre's writing outside of
Mm,
Outkast. So you have a little bit of that kind of sprinkle of gems and different things that he puts into this. But highly recommend it if you're a fan of Outkast, and you're gonna like the whole album. It's
mm,
yeah, it doesn't miss.
nice. All right, cool. And Richard from Scratch and Stitch for the grand finale. What do we have for number one?
Yeah, a little bit out of the ordinary. This is actually um, Esquivel. Juan Esquivel is his name. He's from Mexico City. Reason why I picked this one and reason why it's sentimental to me is my mom knew of the artist, loved the artist. She passed away in 23.
Mm,
But one of the things about Esquivel is he had this space era kind of sound, very futuristic for the 50s and the 60s. Some of his songs that people will know are some the ones you see in Nacho Libre. Some of his songs are
mm,
actually put in Nacho Libre, so that's
mm,
what makes it kind of more commercial.
mm,
But he played a lot with different sounds in terms of going from left speaker to right speaker. He did different things that were really more experimental, and he's from Mexico City.
mm,
So it's from my mom's hometown, and one of those ones that it's very sentimental to me. I'm a sentimental kind of guy, so
mm,
something like that is really important to me. Just keep around and reminds me of her a lot. So,
mm, mm.
yeah, that's got to put her at first. Mom always comes first.
That's great. That's great. Okay, cool. And Richard, can you let the people know one more time where they can find you online?
Yeah, best place is going to be on Instagram, scratchandstitch.ltd for Scratch and Stitch Limited. We're going to be putting out a lot more content as far as more hats, more different crochet projects. The biggest thing that I can say is we're in it for the long haul. We're trying to spread our love as much as we can to others. Nothing really beats the feeling of us meeting new people who enjoy what we do and really
Mm,
getting a connect on music. So really enjoy what we're doing even here and
mm,
enjoying what we can do in the future. So
nice.
really, really happy to be a part of it.
That's awesome. All right, cool, man. Thank you so much for this. We'll talk soon, man.
Yes, thank you. Talk to you later.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Bye.